Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics, and we're going to talk about American politics in the Joe out, Kamala in era. So we're in an incredibly, and let me get to my point, what we're going to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about the absolutely historic change that is happening with Ukraine invading Russia, and specifically, let this sink in, Listen to this. Kamala Harris has changed the world, right? She has created a world where Ukraine captured more Russian land in a single week with their invasion of Russia. The Ukrainian invasion of Russia has captured more land in a single week than Russia has captured in 8 months. That's astounding. Russia has turned out to be an absolute ridiculous global joke, right? Like, we thought they were a superpower. They ain't even a regional power, right? A dude with a nice t-shirt, a nice olive green t-shirt, and surplus weapons from America has absolutely embarrassed the entire, Vladimir Putin and the Russian army who serves him, right? That is incredible. That is incredible. And Kamala Harris is 100% responsible for it, in my humble opinion, right? And the reason why was, there was no president in the there was no identifiable president between 2020 and 2024. It certainly wasn't Joe Biden. We know that from the debate. We realize now that, he never read a single document they had him signing, right? In my humble opinion, right? Clearly he didn't rule anything. He sat on a porch with some sweet tea and a blanket over his knees and just signed whatever they put in front of him. I don't think he made a single governing decision, right? And so that means that everything we're seeing now with the success of Ukraine is attributable to Kamala Harris. That's astounding, and it really makes me see her in a new light, right? And it's huge. It is absolutely huge what is happening right now, okay? So what is happening right now, right? So basically, let me explain it real quick. Villains can get hawked. Anybody who wants to can hawk a villain, right? What do I mean by hawk? I mean, get the talons in there, right? Just latch onto the arm, right? Hawk, right? Like full on hawk talent, right? So basically, Vladimir Putin, full villain, the whole world knew it. And then he's like, hey, my army, go attack Ukraine. And they're like, and the leaders are like, well, they're a sovereign nation, Vladimir. And he's like, yeah, I know. And they're like, well, the whole world recognizes them as a sovereign nation. If we attack, Ukraine, aren't we questioning the sovereign nation, the sovereignty of every nation on the planet? Won't people realize that if we, that there has been literally zero provocation from Ukraine to Russia. So if we attack them, won't America think that we'll attack them too? And he's like, yeah, there's probably, yeah. Don't worry. I'll make it super clear that America's involved by threatening them with a nuclear strike. No worries. It won't be subtle. We'll make sure that the whole world knows that our attack of Ukraine is really just, a warning to the whole world that every single sovereign nation can be attacked by us because we're a villain nation, right? And you could tell his army guys were like, wow, man, that don't sound good. I don't know if we could do that, but you know what? We're going to decide with you, Vladimir. Whatever villain plan you got, we're down for it. Let's go, right? Yeah, let's take over the whole world. Absolutely, And so that was a real threat. I lost nights of sleep wondering if I would wake up dead, right? Nuclear strike. I wake up in heaven because Philadelphia is no longer here, right? That is real, right? That is real. Right now, I still don't have confidence that Philadelphia will be there tomorrow, right? And so when President Zelensky invaded Russia, this was so awesome. And what he was really saying is like, and so the new rule of war is if you question any nation's sovereignty, you immediately sacrifice your own sovereignty, and any nation who wants to can roll up and invade your country. Anybody who wants to can immediately invade your country, right? Take all your land, imprison your leader, and split up your land as new parts of those nations who conquered you, right? And so right now, I think like the whole world is looking at this like, hey, Zelensky, man, I know you got dibs, but bruh, can we get in on that? Or maybe we just, roll in ourselves, because really this wasn't really about Ukraine. It was always about America. It was about terrifying America with a nuclear strike, right? That was the bigger, like we had boots on ground in Ukraine, but this was really about threatening America with a nuclear strike, which is a bigger story, right? Ukraine is important, right? But you threaten America with a nuclear strike, it's on like Donkey Kong. That's the beginning of World War III, right? And I do believe we are in the beginning of World War III right now, right? So at this point, I'm hoping that Kamala Harris catches the wind, right? Realizes what she's put into place, and then is like, oh, Zelensky, we're going to race you to it, right? Boots on the ground. And then you guys can have, and we get it. You guys have suffered a lot from the Russian-Ukraine war, but you guys can have the north. It's really cold up there. We're going to take South Russia, right? And so we should go boots on the ground immediately and race Zelensky to imprison Vladimir Putin, and then take the bottom half of every inch of Russian land and split it into the next 50 states of America, right? That is amazing. And Kamala Harris built that entire thing, right? With whatever alien, demon, or AI was actually the president from 2020 to 2024. She did a great job collaborating with him in this one area. There's been a lot of problems that I really wasn't super happy about. The shattering of the American dream wasn't great, but establishing a world where any villain can get straight hawked and we can get a bunch of new land by rolling in boots on the ground, inspired by Zelensky's incredible invasion, incredibly effective, practical, globally justified invasion of Russia. That is dope. That is a super dope, super awesome occurrence, and I am inspired by the courage of every Ukrainian, and I'm happy to see the absolute embarrassment of Vladimir Putin as a ridiculous joke. The whole world thought that Russia was a global power. They're not even a regional power. They're ranked to regional power, right? Getting beat by wheat warriors with good uniforms and fantastic fighting skills. This is incredible. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.